shrimp patties, or should I say shrimp and spam patties, because you know how much we love spam. So in the bowl I've got my beaten eggs and carnation milk. And just whisk to combine. And then you add all your veggies. And your meats are shrimp and spam. And you just kind of combine all of that. Now I've got my dry ingredients. There's flour, baking powder, garlic powder, salt, and some black pepper. I'm going to go ahead and make sure you get all the flour mixed into the liquids, the veggies, and your meats. See how thick the batter is, right? Alright, now when you put this into your hot oil, get it on one spoon, and then you push it off with the other. Okay, as you push it off, a few of the pieces may fall off to the side. That's fine, don't worry about it. Okay. So our batter is ready to go. Frying, take 2. Alright, let's see if our oil is hot enough. Okay. Looks good, looks good. If the oil was a little hotter, the shrimp patties would rise to the top pretty quickly. So we'll give it a few more minutes. If it's stuck to the bottom, you can just nudge it a little bit. You can turn the heat up a tad. And notice how close I get to the oil. Alright, we'll let these cook up. And by our next batch, the oil should be hot enough for the shrimp patties to rise on their own. Okay, so our first batch of shrimp patties is ready to come out of the oil. Have a look at one. A nice golden brown color. And notice how puffy and round they are. Okay, let's go ahead and put our second batter in. Now, for every batch, before you put the shrimp patties in the oil, you really should stir the bowl. Okay. And notice if the batter is changing in texture, because it will. As you near the end of the batter, it will become more watery. And if it does, you add a little bit of flour and a tiny bit of baking powder. Okay, you see now the shrimp patty is rising on its own. And it actually looks like it's browning pretty quickly, so I'm going to lower the heat. Now originally I had the heat on medium. Now it's more towards medium low. When I put my next batch in, I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat up a little bit more. And we want to make sure that we cook the inside of the shrimp patties before the outside gets too brown. And then we'll just go ahead and let this brown, as with the first batch. Okay, I'm down to the last batch of my batter. Now I can tell it looks a little thinner than when I first started. It's still thick enough where I don't feel the need to add the extra flour or baking powder, but we'll see how it goes in the oil. I don't know if you can tell how much more loosely the batter falls from the spoon. I want you to look at the shrimp patties here. It's not as pulled together as the first two batches were. You can see it's a little spiky here and starting to pull apart more. So yes, you definitely want to go ahead and add more flour. And if this is what your batter turned out to be when you just started, then yes, add a little more flour. But I'm at the end of mine, so I'm going to leave it. A good shrimp patties has like an eggy or custardy center. So the danger in adding too much flour is it's going to be a little more dry, look and taste like buñuelos instead of custard-like shrimp patties. So this is okay. You'll just have to be careful when you've got shrimp patties like this one here of turning it too much. So let it cook a little bit before you flip it. Otherwise it's still rounding out nicely. Okay, if your batter just falls to the bottom of the pot and doesn't rise or rises but is pretty flat, then you definitely need a little more flour and some baking powder. Okay, but the measurements in the cookbook are quite reliable, so, and depending on how you measure your flour and how you measure your milk, you know. Okay, so we'll let this cook and we're pretty much done with the batter. There you have it. Our shrimp and spam patties are done. They're great out of the oil, but they're really good if you just leave it on the counter, wait several hours, and have them at room temperature. Enjoy!